Call recording by slimcrm.com. Clee Tackling, this is Red.
Can I speak with Tim?
Tim's not available right now. Is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, hold while you make Tim available. Let him know it's Gene. Thank you.
I said he's not available at the moment. Is there something I can help you out with?
Perfect. I will hold while you make him available. That's what you can do to help me. Let him know it's Gene. I'll hold while you get him. Thank you.
You're talking to the CEO of the company. No one talks to me that way.
Right. I'm a network of private investigators and attorneys. You'll do. I'm coming to get you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Nah, I'm calling you from a collection agency today. Now, before you tell me you don't have any problems, you only deal with big companies, I'm calling to let you know I can talk to you any way I want to. I get money collected in 5 days. Today I'm going to tell you my rate for the 5-day debt recovery costs. My rate depends on the debt itself, like the age and the amount owed. So how much does your slowest paying customer owe you right now? And I'll tell you my new rate, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000. How much?
For what now?
Your slowest paying account, how much is owed, and I'll tell you my rate. How much is owed? $5,000, $10,000, $50,000. How much?
Well, we do have some customers that are behind. However, they're customers that I have good relationships with, and I don't think I want you talking to them.
Oh, I know you don't have any problems right now. That's exactly why I'm calling. And you know what? We've only been talking for 30 seconds, and for you to have that kind of attitude is not very ingenuous. See, all I'm here to do is to quote you my rate. See, problems in my business are bankrupt accounts and long-time relationship companies going out of business, not even sending you a postcard. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking today because I can get your slowest customer pay off this week, and all I want to do is quote you a rate. So how much does the account owe you that you'd like to see paid in full before the end of the month? One who's not like the others. $8,000, $12,000, $1,200. How much?
We have about 6,000.
Okay, so you have a guy that owes you $6,000. Real or hypothetical?
We have 3 customers that owe us 2,000.
Okay, so of the 3, who's the one that ticks you off the most?
None of them do. They're good customers.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fine.
No, I'm talking about the slowest one you got. Right now, somebody who's getting harder and harder to get a hold of. They're not.
I have one customer that's about 8 months behind.
8 months behind. How much do they owe you?
2,000. I told you I have 3 customers that owe 2,000.
Right. Well, I want to make sure that I'm being very clear. See, most of my clients do place 10 accounts for collections when our relationship begins. But for now, I'm just asking a few questions about this account that's owing for 8 months. The last time you spoke with this customer, what excuses were they giving you for non-payment?
Oh, they're just slow right now.
Well, do you believe that?
I do.
Well, was this part of your original agreement?
Nope. No, there's not a
No.
question of they contractually owe me it or anything like that. But they've been a good customer of mine for years. I'm just not gonna hammer them that way. And really, I'm doing financially fine, so I don't need to come down hard on them.
Well, I'm just here to coach my rate. Relax. Okay, just slow down a second. So, the customer you've spoken to owes you for 8 months. Said they're slow. You believe that wasn't part of their original agreement. How long have they been claiming that they've been making this excuse? How long have they been claiming they're slow?
Well, honestly, the customer's always been slow. Normally, they just get a big job and they pay up. Sometimes, they've been 6 to 8 months behind before. In fact, they just made a $1,000 payment, I think, a month or 2 ago.
Okay, they made a $1,000 payment. How come they didn't pay the whole balance?
They normally just pay what they can.
Okay, is that part of your original agreement?
No.
All right, so let me see if I have this correct. You have a customer that's claiming they're slow. They're behind 8 months. They made a hold you off payment of $1,000 a month ago, didn't pay the whole thing, which wasn't part of your original agreement. Is that correct? And they've been owing this entirety for 8 months. Correct?
That is correct.
That's worse than I thought. Let me ask you a question, just off the record. What do you think is the real reason for non-payment?
I think they don't have money.
They're still in business, correct?
They are, yep.
So they're still in business, they're making payroll, they're paying utilities, but you don't think they have any money?
Correct. I've also seen their payroll drop significantly. They've laid off a number of individuals. There's more than just the non-payment with me that I've seen that with.
So they've laid off workers.
Yep, they work on a pretty skeleton crew. I know the owners are working probably 60 to 70 hours a week to help keep things afloat over there.
Hmm. Well, when did you realize this customer was trying to take advantage of you?
As I mentioned before, I've worked with them probably 5, 6 years now, and they've always been this way.
Well, let me ask you a question. When did you realize this customer was trying to take advantage of you?
It's an interesting perspective. The thing is, I don't necessarily think they are trying to take advantage of me.
Let me ask you a question. When you go to your mortgage company and don't pay your mortgage for your house for 3 months, what happens?
Normally, they have a gentleman like you give me a call. I assume I've always
Well, when
paid
you
mine,
have,
but
no, but I mean, but when you have the utility company, when you don't pay your utility bill, what happens then?
I mean, I understand what you're getting at. I've always paid all my bills. I don't have a
So when did
problem
you
with.
realize this customer? So when did you realize this customer is trying to take advantage of you?
Again, I don't necessarily think it is. If an individual doesn't have
All
the
I'm
ability
asking
to
you,
pay, no, you're
well,
asking
all
me if
I'm
I think they're
asking you
taking advantage
is,
of me, and I don't think so.
all I'm asking you is questions. All I'm asking is, I'm not here to be
All right.
confrontational. I'm simply asking you questions you as a businessman should ask yourself. So one last question before I quote you my rate. Obviously, you can't get this customer to pay you off within the next 5 days like I can for you. So I have a question. Are you convinced you can get this customer to pay you off balance in full within the next 5 days like I can for you?
Nope.
Well, unlike attorneys that charge you by the hour, take months or even years to get your money, I don't do that. I'm also not as expensive as collection agencies who only send letters, make phone calls. My fee on this account is 50%. That's 50, but please remember that's based on my 5-day debt recovery program. What this means is I have your money collected within the next week or have an anticipated resolution in place. Otherwise, I will close the file, report back all of my findings. So if I collected this account within the next 5 days at a rate of 50%, would that make you happy?
Um, no, because I think, no offense, but you call this customer, they're going to be no longer a customer of mine.
Well,
So,
I need
I
to
mean,
take a step back here. I need to take a step back here. At this point, you're probably thinking that I want you to place this account for collections, and I don't. I need to tell you that before I can accept this or any account for collections, I have to know the credit score of this debtor. I mean, do you know this company's credit score?
nope.
That could be the very reason for non-payment. My company, Tucker, Albin and Associates, has a risk score that's assessed on each account placed for collections. This allows me to determine whether or not I can even attempt to collect an account. And you're not actually placing the account for collections right this minute, but you are just finding out the credit score of the debtor to determine what the next step should be. Now, the score is between 1 and 100, 1 being the worst, 100 being the best. Sometimes the score is so low, I have to tell my clients I cannot help them. Now, before I continue, are you okay with the possibility I may not be able to help you on this?
Yes, I'm pretty convinced you can't
On
help
the
me with
other,
it.
well, on
But
the other hand, the score sometimes comes back so good that I tell my clients that you're right. You should continue to work with the customer. I do this over the phone using my 30-year-old database to get the information I need. Now, did you invoice this customer as a company,
yep.
or is this a handshake deal with an individual?
No, it's a company, and there's contracts in
What's
place.
what's the name of the company?
I don't think I want to tell you that, and I'm not
Well, let me
being
take a step back here.
confrontational
A
or
phone
offensive
number.
here.
Yeah, I'm actually, the thing about it is a phone number. It's like a fingerprint in my database. It's undetectable. It's untraceable. And it's going to allow me to take a 10,000-mile up view of what the heck's going on. And by the way, wouldn't you want to know what the real story is behind this company instead of the conjecture that you've been throwing out?
No, as I told you, I'm friends with their employees. They come over to some of our events that we have.
Well, let me ask
Their
you a
kids go to
question.
school with me.
When they,
I'm just not interested in
well,
that.
okay, so the relationship is important. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's very important.
Well, I'm going to walk the line between taking you off for earning you respect, but when you take them out to dinner, and you're paying for both their dinner and the fact that they owe you $2,000, how does that make you feel?
It doesn't hurt me at all. I mean,
Oh, I know. In the grand scheme of things, $2,000 really hurts. But you know what?
no.
It may not. No,
My
most of the.
relationship in my community is worth a lot more than that $2,000. It just is. I
Oh,
mean,
I
and really,
understand.
that's what it comes down to. And uh,
Okay, so you would. So I'm not here to be confrontational, but at the same time, that 9 times out of 10, when I see an account that's in this bad a shape, where a company's laying off workers, they're not making their payroll. They make these hold you off payments. In my experience, 9 times out of 10, I have a client with this bad an account. They tell me, Gordon, go get my money. Now, in this particular circumstance, you're valuing the relationship. What I have is what's called diplomatic arbitration. Thankfully, I'm a full-service agency. This was developed in the ag industry, and what it is using tact and diplomatic problem-solving techniques, getting down to the bottom line as to why they haven't paid their bill, getting it caught up, but making sure that you're still in good graces with you. And sometimes it's not that you're doing anything wrong, but it takes a third party to get things running along. So if I was able to preserve the relationship and get you paid, would that make you happy?
Oh, that would make me very happy. But
Excellent. So
I mean, here's the problem, though. I don't necessarily believe you can do that.
Well, here's the thing. I'm the patron saint of hopeless causes. Now, in order to see if I can extend diplomatic arbitration to you, a phone number is like a fingerprint in my database. And like I say, it's undetectable. It's untraceable. They're never going to know. It's not going to ding their credit, but I'm going to see if I've had experience in my database, and it may affect whether I have the ability to offer you Diplo, because if I've had experience with them in the past, wouldn't you like to know about it? I have a database of thousands of debtors here.
I mean,
and it may be
if I
you don't
could,
know that I've collected on them.
Here's my problem, and I'm just being straight up with you. The way that you called me initially, I would not have in 1,000 years want you to call one of my customers and then have my name in any way remotely tied to that. I just wouldn't.
Well, here's the thing. You understand that I had to get your attention this morning, and I did.
You did a wonderful job.
The thing. Now that I got the icebreaker out of the way, here's the thing. Now that we're beyond the pretense. Here's the thing. Right now, we've been on the phone for several minutes. I'm telling you that I have a program that's going to be able to do this, but in order for me to see if I'm able to do it, a phone number is like a fingerprint in my database. I'm going to see if I've had any experience with them. What's a good working phone number on this company?
As I told you before, I believe you can get me my money. There's no doubt in my mind on that. I don't believe you can do it and still maintain my positive reputation in the community. That is what I don't believe you can do.
I do it all the time. I do it. Well, why
you
don't
might
you believe that?
Because of how you start out the conversation, and you're a very direct and forward individual.
I got you.
You are, and you're excellent at it.
And I'm straightforward. So guess what?
I appreciate that.
I'm a fourth grade school, but you know what? Compared to my aggressive collectors, I'm a fourth grade school teacher. Compared to my diplomats, yeah, I'm a little strong. But here's the thing: my diplomats, they operate very much an even tact, even keel, and it's a trust but verify approach. They're going to see if they're really telling you the truth and what can be resolved. In fact, the best story that I have is in Virginia. I have a person that's a seasonal. They supply landscape. They supply services for land, mulch and stone and the like for landscapers. Had a landscaper, was behind 6 months. She said, "Look, I don't want to jack this guy up, but I still need to get paid." And I said, "That's fine." Not only did I preserve the relationship, not only did he pay half, she placed it on Monday, not only did he pay half by Friday, he paid the other half in about 2 weeks. He discovered that the financial person who he had trusted to take care of his stuff, take care of his affairs, was embezzling from him. She had a gambling problem. She was relieved of her duties. He went through the books, adjusted took care of all of his vendors, thanked her for having been placed through diplomatic arbitration, and they continue to have this business relationship to this day. That was 3 years ago when I did that. And she calls me up all the time out of Spotsylvania, Virginia, and says, "Hey, I thank you for doing that. That's we still talk about you all the time," and she still refers business to me. So at the end of the day, Spotsylvania, Virginia is out in the sticks. It's nowhere. I mean, the thing about it is I went to school in Appleton. Appleton is not quite the sticks, but I can see it from there. I understand relationships. Okay, I mean a lot of my friends and alumni, they came from places like Hartfield and Mount Horeb. I understand small town Wisconsin. I also grew up in small town New Mexico. So when it comes down to relationships, I understand that. So if I understand where that's coming from, and I put diplomatic arbitration on an account, they understand the perspective that's necessary to move forward to preserve the relationship and get you paid. But in order to see if they've been placed for collections here previously, what's a good phone number on this company?
I appreciate it. I'm not giving you that. There's no way.
Oh, okay. Well, why are, here's the thing. The hardest thing to do in business is to know when to take action against your customers that owe you money. The easiest thing to do right now is to tell me to go get your money. Because you and I know that nobody in business knows when their customers are going to file bankruptcy, go out of business, change their name, or disappear.
You're
I'm on the
right, and
phone with
I've
you
had
to make
customers
sure
file
this does not
bankruptcy on
happen.
me. In fact, I've had
And why do you
2 of
take
them.
that as a victory?
I
And
don't
why do
take
you
it as
take
a
it as
victory. I'm
well?
just
Then
telling you,
why?
I know you're
Then
right.
how? Then,
You're trying to convince me that you're
then
right.
here,
I know you're right. There's not a question in my mind. I know
okay.
you're
Well,
right.
here's the thing. Then why are you being so stubborn? Why are you being like a 5-year-old when your parent, when I have a 5-year-old, I tell my kids, it's for your good that you need to clean your room, and they say no. Why are
Hmm.
you like a 5-year-old right now when you know the truth, but you still continue to be stubborn
Well, I
like a
disagree
5-year-old?
with your potential method of doing so.
Okay, here's the thing. Why I've told you, I've laid all my cards on the table. Most of the time when people
So
are
have
fighting
I.
back like this, but they're still on the phone with me, it's usually one of two things. Either you think I can't do it or you think my rate's too high. 50% is my sticker price. That's when you walk onto it's like when you walk into a car lot and the guy says, "Okay, here's my sticker price, $30,000 on the top of the line thing." Okay, 50% is what I think is fair to get money that you can't get resolved over 8 months. What rate do you think is fair for 5-day diplomatic arbitration, preserving your relationship and getting you paid and moving on down the road? What rate do you think is fair if not 50%?
Well, let me put a little more perspective on it. I think a lot of the things you're saying are interesting. Um, I'm still sticking to my guns. There's no way I'm giving you this contact customer's
Why? I
information.
mean, why are you
However,
sticking
let me talk here.
to
Let me
your guns?
talk. Let me
Uh-huh.
talk. All right. But you bring up a lot of interesting points, and I wouldn't mind saving your services for if there was a customer that.
Oh, here's the thing. That's what you told, this is probably the longest conversation you've ever had with somebody like me, and there's
Oh
one
no,
of
I've
two
I've had
reasons
about an
why you're
hour or
doing
two
business.
conversations with someone like you before.
With people like me, well, here's the thing. The thing about it is that how many of those people have you actually called back when you had an issue?
There was one who actually I purchased their service about 3 months ago. They first
You
called up. I
purchased?
wasn't not a debt
You
collection
purchased?
agency, not a debt collection agency, but another salesperson who called up, and I like to hear what people have to say. I don't like to miss potential opportunities.
Salesperson? Salesperson. I'm a collector, but okay, that's fine. You want to lump
Is
me
there
in
a difference
with
between
the
collecting a
rag
debt
salesman
owed and
down
a
the street?
debt that could potentially be owed? It's just a matter of whether a contract's been
I'm
signed or
talking.
not.
Yeah, well, you say you have a contract and you say you have a word, and then the thing about it is they violated the terms of your agreement,
They
and you
did, yeah.
allow it
I
because
do.
you're stubborn. Here's the thing. With all your
Many,
great,
if you want a
with
good
your
laugh,
great,
go
with
to
your
a
great
website
business
called
wisdom,
rodsuck.com.
uh,
You'll find out that I
I'm
am
not
a
going to go
very
anywhere.
I'm a very confident.
I'm
In
not
fact,
going
some of my
anywhere.
associates have
I'm
created.
not going anywhere.
All right.
I'm not going anywhere. Here's the thing. Right now, you got a guy that owes you money. I mean, are your friends on that website?
It's a website they made for me. It just shows
Oh no,
it
I'm not
heightens
talking
the
about the fact that they fluffed your
stubbornness.
ego. I'm not talking about the fact they fluffed your ego. I'm talking about this guy that owes you money for 8 months. Did they create the website for you on your dime?
No, they did not create the website.
Okay, great. Here's the thing. Why are you afraid of getting your money? Because I'm confused. You said in your own words that they have been laying off workers, they've been laying off employees. You said in your own words the
Hmm.
reason why they haven't paid you is they have no money. You said in your own words that they voted to you for 8 months. They gave $1,000 stroker payment just to make sure that you felt warm and fuzzy about yourself. And the
Hmm.
thing about it is that this debt stretches for 8 months. I'm confused. What am I failing to see as to why you're not taking action to get your money?
I
Explain it
told
to me
you it
like I'm a
before.
5-year-old, like the 5-year-old. Explain to me like the 5-year-old you are why you're being so damn stubborn.
Because I do not believe you can do it in a way that I would like it collected.
Okay, then why haven't you taken the steps to get it collected yourself, big talker?
I've talked to them a couple times about it, and they just don't have it.
You did, huh? And that's gotten that zero balance, hasn't it?
No, it got me about $1,000.
Oh, pin a rose on your nose. They
I know, I'm pretty
stroked
proud
you.
of that.
Congratulations. Oh, you're proud that you got a partial payment? Pin a rose on your nose, man. My goodness. My goodness. You know what? Here's the thing. If it comes to doing your line of work, man, you'd run circles around me. But when it comes to collections, I'll run circles around you twice and 3 times on Sunday. So here's the thing. I'm going to save you from yourself. What's the exact balance of this company
Uh,
owing you $2,000? I'll preserve a relationship and get you paid and show you exactly how good I am, big talker.
I'd have to talk to my bookkeeper about it. I know it's about 2,000.
Oh, talk to your bookkeeper. Why don't you get your wallet out of your wife's pocket already? Come on. Get your wallet out of her purse.
my
Hush your
my my
mouth.
wife used to be
The
the bookkeeper. She
$2,000 will
quit.
fill your bill. Oh yeah, you know, 'cause she can't stand working with your stroking tail either. So what? So would
No,
$2,000
not
fulfill
many
your bill or
can.
not?
What's that?
You know, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. What would $2,000 fulfill the bill?
Would it? Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
the
it'd
name
be
of the
more.
company?
You're not getting that. I don't know what you're not understanding here. There's
Wait,
no
what?
way I'm giving you it.
Now
I've
here's
told
the
you
thing.
it.
You know why? You know, here's the thing. I'm not your child. I'm not your employee that you think you can bully around. And right now, you know that you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall, and you want to see if I'm able to do it. Because right now, all you're doing is convincing yourself. You know, really, what it's called is mental masturbation. What you're doing there is you're stroking me, thinking that you're making me feel good about my ego. See, I'm the best there was, best there is, best that ever shall be. But what pays the bills is getting your money collected and proving you
It's true,
and
and
proving to
I,
you
I
that I
like
can
it on
do
my money
exactly what I'm
collected.
going to do.
Well,
Yeah, so guess what? What's the name of the company so I can see if I've had any experience on what's the name of the company? What's the name of the company? What's the name of the company? So
you're
I can
not
save you
getting
from
that.
yourself. Show you exactly. Oh, come on, you little 5-year-old. If I gave you a little lollipop, would that make you feel better?
I'm not that
You,
much
you
for
want
sugar,
sugar in
but
your
a
system? Is that
Mountain Dew
what you
would be
want,
wonderful.
child? Is that what you want, child? Oh, you want a Mountain Dew? I'll send you a 12-pack of Mountain Dew. What's the name of the company?
I bet you would.
I'll
No,
send you a 12-pack of Mountain Dew if you give me the name of the company. Right now, what's the name of the company? Let's see if I've had any experience with them. And
if
don't doubt that I'll send you a 12-pack of Mountain Dew. Don't doubt it. Don't
no,
doubt it. What's the name of the company?
I do believe you. I do. There's not a
Yeah,
question
but
in
I'm
my
not going to
mind.
send it unless you give me the name of the company. What's the name of the company? What's the name of the company?
And I
What's
told
the
you,
phone
I'm
number?
not
Fingerprint
giving
in
you
my
the name of the
database.
company.
You
I'm
know
not.
what? Here's the thing. I'm going to call you back. I'm going to call you back all day because right now the most important call that I have is with you. And right now,
I
I'm,
appreciate
I'm
that.
curious why you are so stubborn. Why are you so stubborn about this account?
Well,
I mean, is it your brother-in-law?
no, it is not.
Okay, so it's not
It is of
family
no
related.
relation.
Okay. Okay, you have contracts in place, and the contracts in place say what? They shall pay in what terms?
I think it's 30 days.
Okay, net 30 terms. So they're permitted to pay 8 months late on 30-day terms. Here's the thing.
We've already established
I
they're
want
in
to learn about.
violation of the contract. They're outside of the agreement.
Okay,
They
so
owe me
why do
the
you
money.
continue to allow? Then why do you continue to allow this course of action to occur when you know that if you were owing a utility bill, you'd be cut off? If
It's
you had a
true.
car note and you had an 8-month late, you'd be going. So why are they allowed to go on where you're not?
Well, I could answer that if you give me 30 seconds. It's pretty simple.
All
It's
right.
up higher and higher the amount they owe me. Eventually, they go and do that, or I can go to them and get some type of in-kind service done if I want to. So I'm able to have
In
it
kind
handled. So
in kind
I,
service.
I, I like
You know,
where I
I mean,
like
the
the
thing
current
about it,
agreement, and
we're
I
in the
like the
21st
relationship.
century. We're in
I,
the 21st century. People don't barter, okay? I mean, why do you accept barter? You know,
only
get your
only
head
an
out of.
individual who wasn't in business would say you don't barter.
You know, here's the thing. Why do you accept bartering when cash on the barrelhead is what you need, and that pays the
I don't
bottom
need
line and
it.
pays for your. Oh,
I
well,
make
guess
plenty
what?
of
I want a
money.
loan for about $5,000. Let me give you my account number, routing number. Why don't you send me that $5,000 right now? I need it, and I'll pay you when? Never. I mean, that
Yeah.
makes about as much sense as the garbage that came out of your mouth, right?
No, because you want me to give actual cash to you. I gave in-kind service in exchange for cash. Is what I do.
Ooh,
I'm a
in-kind
service-based.
services, man. Ooh, isn't that delightful?
It is
Tell me
wonderful.
more.
Well, that's
Tell
more or
me
less
more.
our business. We do
Tell me
software
more.
and managed services, and
Tell
it's
me
all
more.
automated.
Oh, tell me more. Tell me more. Why don't you just give me the name of the account? What's the name of the customer? What's the name of the account? I'll show you exactly
It's
how I'll get the
tempting,
job done.
but that's not happening.
Okay, you know what? You know, here's the thing. Tempting? I'm not Satan. I'm talking about a phone number like a fingerprint in my database. What's a good phone number?
Not happening.
Hush your mouth. You know what? What you need to do is you got a square knot place over there because right now you just need to. What you need to do is I need to go over there and have a square knot place just knock you upside the head about the head, breast, and chest with aluminum bat.
Well,
The thing
I'll give
won't
you
get
my
you
business
paid,
address
that's
if you want.
unnecessary. Oh, I'm not talking about that. You know I'm being silly. I'm being facetious. But what really is serious is the fact that they violated the terms of their contract. What's the name of this company?
Not happening.
Okay, then why don't you give me the name of somebody else who's not like the others?
I told you,
The one that you
there's
wrote
3
off.
accounts, and they're all pretty much in the same thing. I'm not.
Then
There's a
why do you
reason.
permit it? Why?
I already explained that to you as well.
No, you didn't. What you're explaining is what you told everybody else to get them off the phone, and they actually believed it. I don't believe that because the thing about it, a successful businessman is all about the bottom line. Apparently, you're running a nonprofit business. The thing about it is I want $5,000 today just for the fun of it because you're giving away free money today. Heck, you got $6,000. They're just sitting there on the streets not doing anything. So guess what? Just give me the money today. I have no problem with that. Just wire it right to my account.
Well, I would, but I don't really handle that. It's my
No,
bookkeeper.
not in there. You're going to stroke because you want in-kind services. You know what? Here's the thing. You know what? And I tried that line with a gal once. She said, in-kind services, what are you talking about? Here's the thing. At the end of the day, right now, you got a guy that owes you $2,000. At the end of the day, he's owed it to you for 8 months. And right now, you're telling me everything in your mind to justify why you don't want to get it paid. But here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to save you from yourself. $2,000 will fulfill the bill. What's the name of the company? I'll preserve the
Not
relationship.
happening. I mean,
There
there literally is nothing you can say that would get me to change it.
Okay?
It's kind of how I was born.
Okay, then guess what? Oh, come on. Okay, what are you doing under your desk right now? Because that's what I suspect you're doing. But here's the thing. Right now, you've got to, right now we've been on the phone for nearly an hour. And so the thing about it is...
It's 25 minutes and 45 seconds.
Either number one, you love the sound of my sexy voice. Or number two, and if that's the case, my time's worth money, I will need to be paid. Or number two, you want me to get this collected. You want to see if I'm actually the guy to do it. Well, guess what? I am the guy to do it, so just give me the account.
You're not getting the account. I mean, if that's the furthest this conversation goes, we might as well end it, but you're not getting the account.
No, I'm not. No, just give me the account. Just give me the account. In fact,
not
what
happening.
Tucker Alvin Associates is excited about the opportunity to recover this money for you. In order to be effective, there's a couple of things I'm going to cover with you. First of all, I'm going to assign this account to my top diplomatic specialist. First contact will be made immediately. Your debtor will try to get in contact with you. When they do, just say, why are you contacting me? This is diplomatic arbitration. They're here to work out this situation, preserve your relationship. So when they contact you, just send them over to me. Now, what's in this company again?
Here's my problem with that. You want me to preserve my relationship with my company by having the customer call me and have me tell them I'm not going to talk to them. That does not sound like relationship building items. If my wife called me up and said, I'm not talking right now, I got to arbitrate.
Oh, your wife. I'm not talking about your wife. I'm not talking about your wife.
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. There's not
here's the thing.
There's not a chance. Not a chance.
I'm looking at your SIC code, and it doesn't say collection agency, oddly enough. Your SIC code is 737-101 as you identify yourself as you identify yourself in your standard industrial code. So what that tells me is you're not a collection agency. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to impart your great wisdom on collections when you don't run a collection agency. Well, congratulations. Spin a freaking rose on your nose. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save you from yourself, tough guy. What's the exact balance? What's the name of the company?
Not happening.
You know what? You need a cookie. That's what you need. You need a cookie.
All right.
You need a sugar cookie.
You going to send me those two?
You need a big sugar cookie so you can adjust. No, you know what I need is the name of the company or at least a phone number so I can see if I've had experience with them. What's the phone number on this company?
Not happening.
Oh, come on.
I have a pretty simple response to that. It's not happening. I'm telling you, it's not happening.
You know what? It's easier.
There's not a chance.
You know what? The easiest thing to do in life is to say no. The hardest thing to do in business is to know when you've been screwed. You've been screwed. They're taking advantage of you. What's the phone number so I can preserve the relationship? What's the phone number?
Not happening. There's no way.
You know what? Here's the thing. Why are you so stubborn?
I told you. That's just kind of how I'm born.
No, we're not born stubborn. We're actually born very loving children. Why are you so stubborn?
I have no idea. There's a long list of people you could ask that to, and they try to have a wonderful conversation.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you blaming other people. I'm talking about you taking responsibility for your stubbornness. Why are you so stubborn?
I wasn't blaming anyone. I'm telling you, there's a number of other individuals who would agree with you.
No, don't try to blame other people for your actions.
I'm not blaming them. I'm validating you, actually. I'm agreeing with you that there, and you can have a number of other individuals that would agree.
No, I'm not talking about other individuals. I'm talking about you not being able to take responsibility for the fact you're getting screwed for $6,000 and in this 2,000 in particular.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you being so stubborn? Declare it. Why are you so stubborn?
I told you, that's just how I am.
Now, that's what weak people do. That's what unsuccessful people say. Unsuccessful people will say, that's just the way I am. Successful people will give me the rhyme, the reason as to why they are. Here's the reason why I'm persistent. I'm persistent, I'm relentless, I'm aggressive. Most importantly, I'm successful in getting money collected. I declare that I'm pretty upfront, I'm pretty straightforward, I'm pretty aggressive, I'm pretty passionate. You might think I'm a little crazy, you might think I'm a little out of control, but that's what makes me successful in getting getting money collected for my clients. So I declare the fact that I know exactly what I am. You're blaming other people. I mean, why don't you just declare in a very simple declarative statement, why are you a stubborn a-hole?
Well, that's kind of how I am.
No, that's what
I don't know if you want.
say.
Tell you what, why don't you tell me?
Be a winner today. No. You answer the question. You're so smart. Why don't you're tripping over your own intelligence. Why don't you tell me in a simple declarative sentence that makes sense, not that's the way I am. That's what losers say. So people on welfare say. Why don't you stand up and you say why you are what you are?
Well, you could say that's, how losers say it and stuff, and I'm all right with that.
Nah, you're a loser?
Yeah, I'm fine with you calling me a loser.
By being a loser?
Yeah, no problem with that.
Business by being losers? Mm-mm.
Well,
Right now, you got people that are stealing your money. You say in your own words, they're letting go of people. I mean, why? If you can't see in yourself in your own words, why you're being this way?
I believe I'm successful because I have positive relations with almost everyone I do business with. Now, you call that a loser. I'm fine with that.
You're in a deficit. You're in a deficit situation.
Well, not if you look at my balance sheet. Now, granted, there are a couple of accounts that end up being like this way, but there are also more accounts that end up being more positive. And if I would have taken your advice, I can list example after example where if I pursue your method of business, potential options that I have currently just wouldn't exist. So I understand your perspective. I agree you can get my money.
No, you don't.
No, I do.
No, you don't.
All right. Well, why don't you better explain it to me then to help me understand?
Okay, the way I can better explain this, what's the phone number of this company, and we can see exactly what the heck is going on in my database. What's the phone number?
Well, we're talking more a general business concept, not a specific account.
I'm not talking about general. I'm talking about
this
specific company.
You're referring to me being a loser by the fact that I don't want to go and play hardball.
You got to have an ego to be offended. You've got to have an ego to be offended. I thought you didn't have an ego.
Well, most would disagree with you on that. I definitely have an ego.
Great. So, okay, big ego. Let's find out what the heck's going on with this company, big ego.
Yeah. Well, I've told you, I'm not that interested. One, I don't trust your service.
Here's the thing. If you weren't interested, you would have hung up 30 seconds after we started.
So I believe it's rude to hang up on people. I like to hear what they have to say.
You know what? Here's the thing. Then today will be day one for you. All right. So what's the name of this? What's the name of the company then?
It's not happening.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, we've been on the phone here for several minutes, and right now,
32 minutes actually.
Thing to do is, and you're a time waster by looking at that clock. So guess what? What's the name
I'm doing search engine optimization currently and marketing on Twitter and Facebook. This isn't bothering any of my time.
What you're doing is you're playing, social media. Yeah, right. You're not doing anything but
well, we get quite a bit of our leads off social media.
I know. Yeah.
In fact, it's probably something you could use as well. I mean, if you went on Twitter and said, did keyword searches like
hush your mouth.
That,
people don't want to talk to a collection agency because they think they know it all, like you. So
well, I've been accused of that as well.
Well, guess what? Here's the thing. What's the name of the company?
It's not happening. It's just not.
What's the name of the company? What's the name of the company?
Not happening.
You mental masturbator. What's the name of the company? 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 What's the phone number? What's the name of the company? What's the name of the company? What's the phone number? What's the name of the company? What is it?
It's not happening.
What is it, CEO of the company? What is it, Mr. Inflated Ego, CEO of the company? You're more proud of your title than you are in getting your money.
Well, all those are accurate. Now, there's a number of individuals who would agree with you.
I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about 5-day debt recovery on this $2,000 owed. What's the name of the company?
It's just not It's not happening. There's no way I'm giving you it. Not a chance.
Oh, okay. Then guess what? Why don't you give me the name of the other one that I'm going to chase today?
I
What's the name
told
of
you,
the other one?
you're not going to talk to any of my customers. There's not a chance in the
I'm
world
not
I would allow
talking
you to.
about your customers who pay. I'm not talking about
No, no, you're not going to
customers
talk
who
to any of
pay.
my
I'm
customers who
talking about
don't.
people who are 8 months out. I'm talking about the guy that's 8 months out right now. How much
Yeah.
does he owe you? The exact balance. Go. I mean, you're in front of your computer. Go drag up your AR. Don't give me that bookkeeper BS. You're in front of your computer. Obviously, you can pull up your AR.
Actually, I can't. I don't even go into my bookkeeping
Oh, that's
software.
crap, and you know it. That's crap,
Hey,
and you know it. Hush
I
your
wouldn't lie
mouth.
to you.
Go,
Even if
go,
you
go.
are, an interesting individual
No,
to talk
if you
to.
wouldn't lie to me, you'd lie to everybody. You lie to everybody. You lie to yourself, worst of all. So
Well,
what's the phone number on this company?
it's not happening. It's just not.
Well, guess what? I'm not going away. What's the phone number? What's the phone number? What's the phone number on this company? What's the phone number?
You're not getting a phone number. You're not getting the company
Come
name.
on. Well, what are you afraid of then?
No,
What are you afraid of?
I'll talk to you about anything else
What
you
are you
want.
afraid of?
I'm afraid you
What are
would
you afraid
alienate
of?
my
Well, I
company
mean,
or my
that's exactly
customers.
what you want to do.
Hold
That's
on.
exactly what you want to do.
You
You
asked
want
me
to
a
talk about
question, and I'm going to answer
wait a
you.
minute. You want to talk about everything else but this account. We're going to talk about this account right now.
Yeah,
What's
you
the
asked me
phone
what I'm
number?
afraid of.
I have a fingerprint in my
And with
database.
this
Hush
account,
your mouth.
I am
You're afraid of
afraid of
getting your money.
you
You're
damaging
afraid of
my
getting your money.
relationship.
You're afraid of getting your money. You're afraid of getting your money. What's the name? What's the name?
If I
What's
got
the
my
name?
money
What's the
and
name?
hurt the
What's the name?
relationship, it would be
Hurts the
a
relationship. I
loss
already
to me.
told you that doesn't exist. I'm not talking about positivity. I'm talking about I'm going to positively collect your money, and you'll thank me for it. What's the name of
There's
the
a lot more to
company?
business than just money.
Oh, well, here's the thing. A lot more to business than just money.
Yeah.
A lot more to business than money. Why don't you post that on your status and see how many people say go screw yourself, because that's a bunch of garbage. Now, what's the phone number of this company?
Not happening. What?
What's the phone number of this company? What's the phone number of this company?
I mean, if you want to, you could like me on Facebook, and I would post that as my status.
What's the phone number of this company? What's the phone number of this company? You know, if you want to like somebody, go to Facebook and go like somebody. Right now, you don't have to like your collection agency. You don't even have to like me. You can smile when you get paid and preserve the relationship. What's the name of the company?
I don't believe you can preserve the relationship and get me paid. I don't.
Okay, guess what? I'll take that bet, and I'll work on a strict contingency and preserve that relationship. I'll make sure to make it work. What's the name of the company?
So what you're telling me is that you would give me a financial guarantee beyond the amount that says that there would be no negative
What do you mean
image.
financial guarantee? I work on a strict contingency.
No, I'm not interested in contingency.
And I use diplomatic arbitration.
Yeah,
And here's
it's
the
a
thing.
fancy term for a debt collector.
The fairest way is strict contingency, because if you're paying up front to an attorney, retainers, and hourly rates, you know what? You're getting screwed. So here's the thing. I'll preserve the relationship, get you paid.
I told you, I'm not just interested in getting paid. I'm not.
Yeah, right. That's what you're telling me to try to get me off the phone.
Well, tell me this. If I cared only about money, why wouldn't I take you up on the offer?
Excellent. What's the phone number?
No. You didn't answer the question.
Excellent. What's the phone number? No, what's the phone number then?
Well, you're telling me I'm lying to you. I'm telling you I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely you are. So what's the phone number?
You're not getting the phone number.
Absolutely, you're lying to me, because most importantly, you're lying to yourself. So what's the phone number? It's like a fingerprint in my
I could be
database.
self-deluded, and as I've told you, there's a number of other
And you
individuals
know
who
what
would
that
agree.
is? It's self-delusion. Self-delusion is lying. So why are you lying to yourself and lying to me at the same time? What's the phone number of this company?
I believe in order to lie, you would need to intentionally be deceiving someone. Whereas if you're lying to yourself, you yourself do not understand the truth. So therefore, that would not be lying.
I work with, you know what I do every day? I work with people who lie to my clients, who sign contracts, who sign personal guarantees, who sign promissory notes, who promise, please, pretty please promise that, one, they'll pay in terms, number two, they extend those terms, number three, when they get lost and they don't pay attention, then all of a sudden they have to have a guy like me go and bring them back to back to the terms of the agreement they made with their clients. So I deal with liars on a daily basis, and they're all self-deluded, quite like yourself, to be quite honest, thinking that this is not as important, that paying their utility bill or paying their little self-interest or their lifestyle they become accustomed to. That's the reason Why, I know a liar when I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Self-deluded. What's the phone number to this company?
You're not getting that.
But you admit you're self-deluded.
I admit the possibility. There's a possibility of me self-deluded.
What's that?
There's a possibility of me being self-deluded. I'll give you that.
Okay, what's the phone number you have?
My phone number is 608
No,
783
not your phone number. The phone number
8324.
that owed you the money. Hey, listen. You ever heard of listening? You know, boy, God gave you 2 ears and only one mouth. So
Well, for a gentleman that talks as much as you do, that's
hey,
interesting advice.
Rain. Pull up. What's the guy's phone number that owes you the money?
Not happening.
Well, then hang up, man. Hang up. Buy or die today. You know you get these kind of calls. Either hang up or give me the account so I can collect your money.
Is that what you like? Would you feel better if I hung up?
Well, I mean, you're wasting my time, and I don't know about you. I
Well,
don't know what you teach your people. You're a time bandit. Either give me the name of your customer or hang up. One of the two.
all right. Well, I'm not going to give you the. No, now tell me this, and this is just interesting. And again, this is a pride stroker for myself. I'll be honest. Why don't you hang up?
Shut your mouth and hang up. Shut your mouth and hang up, because I'm not going to hang up on your customer when they tell me the same bullshit you're telling me right now, giving me excuses. Hey, when I ask them for their account information and they tell me they're not going to give it to them, I'm going to beat them over the head until they give it to me.
Plain and simple.
All right. So you'd rather me just hang up, is what you're saying?
Hey, either buy or die. It's time to buy or die today.
All right. Well, I'm not going to give you that contact information. I've told you that for quite a while here. But if you'd rather me hang up, I'll go ahead and hang up on you.
But I'll tell you what. Then you keep being weak as puppy piss and letting your customers piss all over you and laugh at you. Keep going. Go ahead. That's fine.
All right, I'm
They're
fine.
doing, they're laughing at you.
All right, sounds good. Well, it was good talking to you this morning. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Get
Bye.
grown up. Make a decision. Make a decision.
I did. I made a decision.
Decision.
I did.
Then.
I mean, it was a pretty easy decision. I'm not giving you that number.
Buy. Hey, buy. Buy or die. Buy or die. Buy or die today, Tim.
I'm
buy
Rod.
Or die today. Is it buy or die?
Tim is the guy who you tried to get a hold of.
Yeah, Tim's who we speak with, because he's the one that doesn't have his wife doesn't have his balls in her fucking purse.
All right. Well, good talking with you this morning. Thanks.